is the game we have anticipated all year, with Heidelberg starting to hit their strides in season 2019, and Avondale are still undefeated so far as well. Could we see the Avengers lose their first game of the season, or is the benchmark a bit too much for the Burgers to handle? Good evening, I'm Michael Thompson, your commentator for this massive game this evening, and joining me in special comments will be Inside Sport Magazine journalist Clem Tito. Clementine, good evening.
G'day, Tomo. Good to be here. Nice cold night here in Melbourne's northeast. Top of the table clash, and so brings back a couple of memories, you and I, Tomo. I reckon we interviewed AT Archie Thompson here when he had that stint at Burgers. We were pretty young in the industry back then, so how about those memories? We're back here together again, eh?
Young and stupid, that's for sure. I was here 2 weeks ago when Heidelberg put the sword to Dandy City with Katie Lembeski, and she sort of did say that Heidelberg was starting to put together their chess pieces, their final chess pieces as well, when they put Dandy City to the sword. But I'm going to hand it over to you because you've got the teams for both Heidelberg and Avondale this evening. Yeah,
it's obviously Avondale 6 points in front of the Burgers, so just to state the obvious, they need to get a result here Heidelberg, and a couple of boys out there will be wanting to put in a good performance after the disappointing result midweek in the FFA Cup, and someone obviously like Josh Wilkins will want to get a good result tonight for his team, and we saw in the late emission Peter Deng, obviously Tommy Deng's brothers on the bench, so I reckon it'll be pretty exciting to see Pete out there if he comes on.
And might as well see if Heidelberg can definitely get a result here. They've been absolutely dominant at home. So if you tell us about the same lineups, starting with Avondale.
Yeah, so obviously we've got Ahmed Yusuf, Jem Berkant, Scott Hillier, and my boy Joseph Kate Bean, I call him, because he makes a mean latte. Brandon Lundy and old mate Chris Oldfield in goals. James Ricobene, his brother Philip Ricobene, and Tasuku Sakia. Fond memories of him in Apia, of course. And Yitei Towns, Stefan Valentini, and lastly Stefan Zini starting. And we're about to start here. It should be a ripper game.
That's that's Avondale's lineup. We'll get to Heidelberg's lineup very, very shortly, as Avondale will be the ones to kick things off in this one, as we've kicked off as well. Pass it back over to Clem for a quick look at Heidelberg's lineups for tonight's big clash.
Yeah, obviously Wilkins, as I mentioned before, he just had the ball there, and he's gone back to his keeper Theodoridis, and we also have Luke Biles, Les Dumbalis, Sean Ellis, Lewis Hall, Harry Noon, Paul O'Brien, Stephen Pace, former Victory man, Ruben Way, of course, another star man, and Adrian Zara, another star there as well. So this is we've got all the ingredients for a top clash tonight, Tomo.
We've also got a few games happening as well. I believe we've got another game about to start as well, not too far from here, and we've also got the Green Gully game later on tonight as well. So we'll definitely be keeping you up to date over the course of the evening as well. Weather's really good. It is the winter type of weather that you want on a Saturday night as well. It's winter. Clem's pretty happy because this is his kind of season, not my cup of tea. The last time Clem and I did a game together was Box Hill Mall in City. We sat in the box. It was about 34, 35 degrees inside the box. So it's a massive far cry from the game we called about 2 months ago or so.
Yeah, Tomo, I know you'd rather be out in Hawaii with a shirt with flowers all over it right now, but I'm loving being in Melbourne's northeast with the Kathmandu and North Face jackets around in force, so I'm absolutely loving it.
As we've got Avondale pressing and resetting from the back as well. What are you more excited for in tonight's game as well from both sides? What are you looking forward to seeing wise?
As I've mentioned before, and obviously Tomo following me on socials and whatnot, and keep a good relationship with both Joey Katabian and Josh Wilkins, so it'll be pretty exciting to see them come up against each other. And we know that Josh is he's vying for a spot at the Mariners, and from what I'm hearing, he's actually going to go back up there for another stint, see how he goes. I'm pretty excited for that. He's a great guy, and I wish him all the best, and I'm pretty excited to see how he goes out tonight against Katabian. And also another one is Tasuku. Had the pleasure of dealing with him very briefly. I went up to the Victory game when they played Apia, and they beat Apia, so up in Sydney. So that was a good experience, and as you know, I love Japanese people. I love Japan, Tomo. He's a really good guy, very respectful guy, and I hope to see him do well.
Early free kick to Heidelberg, and we're going to try our very, very best to let you know who the players are on the far side of where we are standing right now. Far wings, probably a bit too much for our little eyesight. One thing in particular is I keep forgetting to bring the binoculars, or keep buying binoculars, is all we know is that Heidelberg have got a free kick as they press into the box. Going for Stephen Pace there, and Heidelberg hopefully can keep possession of the ball for a short time. Avondale now look like they can get out through Riccobini. Riccobini thought he found it, and a bit of an issue there. Ellis over to Harry Noon, and an opportunity, first opportunity there for Heidelberg United. Goes begging, but it shows how early that they want to get that early strike here against Avondale. Clem Tito, what'd you see in the replay there?
Positive signs there for Burgers, and almost it's just not as good as a goal, but they've got a corner out of it, and pretty excited to see what happens here. Noon, I reckon Noon can get on the end of this.
I believe Cale's going to be the one to take the corner kick as well. As I said, it's going to be a little bit difficult from the far side of the pitch. Good ball in there from Cahill. The ball goes as far, and Heidelberg now can sort of press there. Delsu Biles, as you can hear, Clem Wilkins. He wants Josh Wilkins to play an outstanding game tonight, and here's your boy as well for Sakaya. And it looks like we've got a player down, and a yellow card's been spread out as well. What'd you see there, Clem?
Yeah, it's a yellow card there for Dimbalis. Early niggles here, and it's as we expected for a first v second clash. Opportunity here for Avondale, and Tasuka win early.
And it could be Sakai actually to take the free kick. It's only going to be him or James Riccobini, who both of them are no stranger to taking set-piece free kicks from a peculiar position of where they are now. Fangirl there, Clem Tito, joining me tonight. I think it is Sakai there who's going to be taking the free kick. He's going to try and curve this ball into the 18-yard box. No, it's going to be Riccobini actually. Oh, it is Sakai. Well, they've faked once, faked twice, and good hits, but Theodoridis on the back end of that one almost left his 18-yard box there. Hopefully he remembers where the lines are.
Zinni very close to getting on the end of that, but at the end, Heidelberg breathed there.
Heidelberg breathing a sigh of relief, but it looks like Avondale again, and here is Seven Zinni. Zinni loves to go for a run. Great stop there from Wilkins. As we like to know from Stefan Zinni, though, is that once he gets his pace out there, and he loves to go for a run on the wings onto the left-hand side of the pitch or field normally. Corner kick now to be taken here by James Riccobini, and it's going to be a throw-in. So an opportunity now for Avondale to press into the box. Good spotting. Sakai was going to be on the back end of that one, and take two for Riccobini. He can definitely yet again reset for Avondale, and another opportunity there.
My mistake before was actually Valentini with the near opportunity, but Zinni looking positive early, and here's Valentini again.
Good cross in from Valentini. Well, it looked like a good cross at the best time possible, and commentator's curse, unfortunately, on my half. Heidelberg can bring the ball back in. I believe Ruben Ways, the recipient, up there. Still 0-0 early scenes here in this game between Avondale and Heidelberg. Thank you so much for watching this game tonight, and keep your eyes peeled as well, because we'll be heading straight to another game straight after this as well. Get to you those very, very shortly as well. Avondale to reset and press from the back again. So the other two games I was talking about, one that's currently in progress, which will get the scores for you, will be Hume City versus Melbourne Knights at ABD Stadium. And then the game that also kicked off probably not too long after we did as well was Altona Magic and South Melbourne from Paisley Park as well. So we'll keep you updated on those score lines, as well as the game that is happening, which we're going to take you to straight after this one will be Dandy Thunder and Green Gully from Declan Stadium. I knew it was the Dandy team. I just didn't know which one it was, if it was City or Thunder, but City played last night and they actually got up as well.
Don't tell David Davutovic you didn't know the difference between the two, or Mate Dugandzic for that matter, but another exciting one there.
Ellis with an opportunity there. Avondale able to get out for the short time. Zinni thought he was pushed there, asking for a free kick. Not going to get one. Now, we did a bit of research too, Clem, about the 5 games between two teams. So Heidelberg, the last 5 home games for them have all been W's. They did lose 5-4 to Hume City, as Ellis looks like he was going to have a shot there. That ball's now going to be taken out there by Avondale. But, as I said, 5-4, they lost to Hume City midweek in extra time. And do you think now Heidelberg, they were really more focused on this game also than the FFA Cup? You
do have to wonder that, obviously they're semi-pro players. How will they pull up after playing over, I'll leave you, it was Katabian, sorry? No.
He's not going to be happy you started to call him Katabian.
I don't know, that was very spontaneous there, Katabian. Sorry about that. But as I was saying early in the week, that shattering loss, you've got to wonder how much legs burgers have. But, like you said, there was also an interesting game. I know this is unrelated to this. So you see that Eltham Redbacks, the old Redbacks beat Pascoe Vale. So that's a pretty big deal there. So a couple of friends that used to play for Eltham would be pretty happy with that one.
And Avondale, not Altona. They beat Preston Lions 2-0 as well in the FFA Cup. And you look at Altona's last 5 games, they've been all defeats that they've defeated teams, except they couldn't put the sword to Hume City. And I've spoken to Katie about this and a few people as well, that ABD Stadium is a very tough pitch to play football on as well. Hume City do normally have a stronger hold on the teams when it comes to that stadium. Yeah, definitely.
It is pretty amazing that that's the only game they've not been able to get all 3 points from so far this season, Avondale, and it is a difficult place to go to. Great place to go to as a watcher, as someone who watches the game. But Avondale, it's kind of theirs to lose at the moment, you'd say. And the game, old mate Tom Frederico will tell you all about how much of a boutique stadium that is and how good it is to watch Hume there. And I reckon it is Avondale's to lose so far, isn't it?
It is indeed, and Hume City though, when it's loud there, it's very, very loud.
Yeah, 100%. So you go on, Tomo.
Boars at broadcast side ring with us, and it looks like Wilkins will be the one to bring the ball back in through the throw-in. So another opportunity now for Heidelberg. You can get in contact with us as well over the course of the evening as well in the comment section below, telling us exactly how you're spending your Saturday night watching this game. Ball in there. Looked like it was an interesting kick from Zinni. Tried to find Valentini and couldn't do so. It'll be Way who's going to lob that one over to Ellis. Ellis couldn't control it with his foot. So an opportunity now for Avondale to bring the ball back in through Riccobini. James Riccobini, that is. His brother Phil is also out on field as well. Ball in now. Opportunity now, Zara. He is very dangerous when he's near the box. This is with, I believe that was with Dumbalas, who's no strangers again on the score sheet. Oh, sorry, it was Way. But Dumbalas was going to say no strangers again on the score sheet. Ruben Way playing football back at Heidelberg after a short stint at Wellington Phoenix earlier in the season as well. So good opportunity for Ruben Way to get on the Phoenix roster for a very, very short time. Got released, but Heidelberg have brought him back in with open arms, which is always good to see a local club bring their boy back in. Also, one more player who's very synonymous with Heidelberg United and sort of made his name in the local tracks before signing a lucrative deal with Victory is Noon. Opportunity now, and a free kick has gone begging. So free kick gone the other way to Avondale, and it's been a bit of mouthing there from Noon. Not too happy with that decision from the referee. And it looks like we might have a bit of a clash between Avondale and him. Oh, this doesn't look good, Clem. A clash on the sidelines between managers.
Katsakis really getting into it at the moment, and the referees had to stop play for momentarily. Harry Noon, he looks furious out there. He's been lipping off for the last last couple of minutes. There's an early niggle as well. The referee just trying to calm things down at the moment. As Katsaka, so passionate, as you know, very animated on the sidelines. But it looks like we're going to get on with it pretty soon. Nothing in that. Well, hang on. Ooh, a booking here. But looks like Barbieri's copped the yellow there, Tomo.
No stranger is he to getting a bit animated, Barbieri.
Nah, he isn't. Was that Barbieri or was it one of the assistant coaches?
I think it could be one of the assistant coaches that got booked there. So it just shows how high tempo this game is going to be throughout the course of the evening as well. But it's unbelievable how a sideline can definitely get heated as well with the two coaches. They know exactly what's at risk here. Good through ball there from Ellis. Back with Wilkins. Wilkins with a great lob into the box. Oh, an opportunity. Zara. And calling this game 2 weeks ago, Adrian Zara, when he's one-on-one with the keeper, he generally wins those. Bit disappointing he couldn't win it on that end, but it looks like it's Valentini now on the other end for Avondale. What's he going to do here? Valentini try to find Zinni. It's gone back to Valentini. He's going to cross this one in. Couldn't find Zini. Kate Bien putting that somewhere. Don't know where the hell he's putting that from, but Ruben Wade is going to be the recipient of the ball, and he's going to try and get it out. Great pressure there from Avondale, and they've won themselves a throw. Look like they won themselves a throw, but last touch, I think, came off the boot of Stefan Valentini there. And it's interesting, though, looking at it. Avondale looking like they want to put a little bit of pressure on Heidelberg. They know if they sort of leak the defence a little bit, Heidelberg can definitely get through. They've got one of the most dangerous attacks in the NPL competition alongside Avondale, which sort of explains the reason why they're both 1 and 2 in season 2019, and they were grand finals last year as well, and potentially could go back-to-back grand final, these two teams, and a lot of people would definitely love to see that, and that did not look good there, Clem, did it?
It was Yusuf, a bit of a fresh area there. Now it's been recovered by Heidelberg. It's been quite a back and forth sort of start so far. You could argue both teams have had their fair share of chances. You just got to wonder, Burgers do have to take them. They've had a few already, and we just saw before there was a quick counter on there. So, you just think, don't you, that Burgers, they do have to take their chances when they come, because Avondale, we know how they're like. They can chew you up and spit you out.
And going to say, I'll ask you very, very shortly as well, who do you think is going to win the counter-attacks throughout the course of this game too, because both teams can definitely put on the counter-attack. This is Sakaya trying to find Yusuf and couldn't, unfortunately, in the end, and Theodorides will bring it back in. But who do you think is going to get on top of the counter-attacks, just from your early observations here, Clem?
It does look like Avondale are really, really up for it at the moment. They look super pumped, but you'd have to be a little bit worried if you were Barbieri, just about the amount of chances Burgers are getting in early. But it's good for us as neutrals watching it. And has another opportunity here. Zara, he's getting in behind a bit early as well, but free kick to Avondale.
And that's come off Harry Noon as well, giving away that free kick for Heidelberg. Zol Markowski has gone and done a lot of spending to bring this Avondale team to full strength pretty much in season 2019, which is why they're as dominant as they have been and undefeated still after 11 rounds so far. All could change tonight here at the Olympic Village, and what a win this will be for the Burgers if they can beat Avondale, because it can sort of set the scene for what we might see potentially when Avondale take on a Melbourne Knights outfit, and when Heidelberg do take on Melbourne Knights again as well this season.
It is amazing what Zoran has done this season. Obviously, as we mentioned before, undefeated. They were really good under Barbieri last year, and obviously made that grand final. And as I mentioned before, it is theirs to lose. So at the moment, they've still got to get past Heidelberg, and there's still a lot of rounds to go. As we know, you can stuff it up. So still plenty of time.
Ellis with a lob ball there, going into the direction of Ruben Way. Way goes down. Clash there between... I know Way got clashed there, and referee saying it was fair play. So still the heat here between Avondale and Heidelberg, and you can hear it in the crowd too. The crowd's starting to get a little bit heated in this one. Is Riccobini. Riccobini finding Zinni on the left-hand side. Zinni's going to go into the box. Great defending though from Pace. Just boots that one out. And the ball finds the head of Harry Noon, but it will be mopped up there by Scott Hellier for Avondale. Intriguing stuff here. Heated beginning. Markowski and Kasaka both standing up right now on the sideline. As this game wears on, Chris Oldfield. I did say to Katie as well, Clem, that I spoke to Dean Hennessy about this maybe about 3 to 6 months ago. As Ahmed goes down. That Chris Oldfield Dean Hennessy believes that Chris Oldfield's probably one of the best keepers the NPL's ever seen. Would you agree with that sentiment there?
Oh, definitely. I think Katie would obviously know a lot about him. Being around him, but yeah, she's definitely spot on, and you do have to wonder maybe a couple of years ago if he had a longer stint maybe in the A-League, he could have had a long stint, but he's definitely one of the best keepers in the league that the league has seen so far, so it's always good to see him doing well and keeping old mate Alex Pavlidis keeping the bench comfy.
Alex Pavlidis is on the bench tonight, I believe, as well for Avondale, which is always good. For Heidelberg, and then Theodorides as well, doing standout stuff as well in goals for the Burgers as well. We got the ball here through James Riccobini, trying to get through. The last little defender there was Wilkins, as Zinni takes down a board, doesn't even bother to pick it up.
Not his job.
It's not his job. That's you're right there, Clem. And Theodorides will be the recipient to bring the ball back in through the goal kick, and still 0-0 here between Avondale and Heidelberg. Fireworks haven't sort of set too much in motion yet. The wheels haven't started turning, but I'm seeing we'll get some goals eventually in this game. I doubt we're going to have a 0-0 draw here. I doubt we're going to have a clean sheet as well. I believe that both teams with their attacking prowess can definitely get on the score sheet. And you got to look at players, like Ruben Way who can score, Harry Noonan who can score, Sean Ellis who can score, Les Dumbalis can also show he can score as well from Heidelberg. And then if you look at the pendulum on the other side as well, the other side of that coin too, Clem, you got players like Stefan Zinni who can score, Sakai can score, Valentini can score, Kate Bean can score, even Liam Boland can score those as well. Can't see Liam Boland out there as well, but is he on the bench, I believe, is he?
It doesn't look like he is, Tomo. I must say it was a bit of DJ Khaled. Congratulations, you played yourself before. The slight bounce at Pav. Got my teams mixed up there, Pav, so sorry about that. You are at Heidelberg on the bench, so but it's good to see him enjoying the burgers at the moment.
Second tip. He was pretty close there. Sakaya. Ball gets lobbed in. Looks like it was going into the direction of Zinni. And Heidelberg hopefully can get through here. This is coming through great speed there from Zara. And very late there. So the free kick has been found, but Zara, there looked like there was a bit of pushing and shoving, and full credit to it. Heidelberg do get the ball back and won't have the advantage play on there through Zara, but similar to Stefan Zinni for Avondale, once Adrian Zara gets on the run, he can definitely create some havoc, especially close to the 18-yard box as well.
Yeah, as we saw there, Zara was galloping forward to Suku, just trying to keep up with him and end up fouling him. It was a pretty late whistle, though, I must say, in the end, but probably better for Heidelberg. There was nothing really on, unless he tried to take on the whole team, but I don't think that would have happened.
Good ball in there from Wilkins into the box, and I think Sakai didn't realise how much, if he thought the advantage was going to be played, and the referee might have had a word to Sakai in the next dead play, like if the ball goes over where it is now for a throw-in or for a goal kick. I think sort of see if there was an advantage there for Zara, and unfortunately there wasn't in the end for Zara and Heidelberg, but they did get the free kick, and again another Another opportunity goes begging for the Burgers in this game. Great run there now for Sakai Yormayan, former Apia product as well, and was part of the FFA Cup a few years back as well, and is no stranger to NPL level as well. So, and he's also had a really good season too. And play going down there was Youssef, but the referee has waved it off. Which is good. Capian did commit the foul there. Just trying to see from where we are, Clem, who the Hot Burgers player was. I think it might have been Way. It was Ruben Way there, so Joe Capian committing a foul there, and opportunity now for the Burgers to go in deep, which is what they're doing. Noon, opportunity. Good chance there, but great defending on the last line by the Avengers, and a corner here for Heidelberg.
Noon very nearly there, but Hillier was there to cut it off. That was good defending, and that's why they've been good all season, but very nearly Noon.
Sean Ellis knows exactly where he's going to place the ball once it goes in. And goal kick, unfortunately, for Heidelberg. Good hit, though, from Ellis from that corner kick. Just couldn't find the target he wanted. It's still 0-0 here. In the other games as well, which we'll get to very, very shortly. Remember, in about half an hour from now, Dandenong Thunder and Green Gully will take on each other at Declan Stadium, and that's where we'll take you at the conclusion of this game. We've also got the other games as well over the course of the evening. Clem, sport for choice here, which is always good. Altona in South Melbourne at Paisley Park, and Hume City Melbourne Knights. So one of us will get the mobiles out very, very soon, and we'll start checking the scores for the other games too, and go around the grounds and see how the other teams are faring as well tonight, and whether those not as cold as what I thought it would be. Unfortunately for you, I was thinking of packing the beanie tonight, Clemo, but it didn't appear to be so, because I thought the temperature would be 16, 17 degrees today. It might be overnight of 11, 12 maybe, so still not warranted the beanie. I did wear the beanie yesterday, but just unfortunately for myself, and well, fortunately for me, unfortunately for you, none of us have worn the beanies tonight.
I don't wear beanies, Tomo, but just for the record, what beanie would you have worn?
I've got about 3 or 4 different beanies currently sitting in my wardrobe at the moment. Oh, opportunity there. Oh, big mistake. And Avondale score first. And that is Valentini who scores, and can you believe it, as everyone gets around him there. Clantino, Theodorides, made the biggest man of his season so far. 1-on-1 with Valentini. He lost his footing, slipped over in the box, and Valentini, all to himself, just placed it beautifully on the right-hand side of the net.
Yeah, unfortunately for Burgers, it looked like it was one of the defenders that originally made the blunder there, and as you know, Avondale don't really need any help as usual, and as we saw there, Valentini very unexpectedly, it seemed like, Theodorides was caught there a bit, like in an unexpected situation, but you got to be prepared for those, and in the back of the net it finds, and we saw the Avondale fans to our left. They're pretty ecstatic at the moment.
Avondale 1, Heidelberg 0, and wow, Christopher Theodorides. And looks like there's a card here from Noon. Noon's got the yellow, and it's a fight now. It's on. It's on right now on the fields. So this is where we're going to see the cuts. We knew it was going to blow over here, Clem, and it's finally blown over minutes after Avondale scoring the first goal of this game.
Noon, you could tell from most of the game Noon was going to get into it. He was sledging a little bit out there earlier on, and it's boiled over a bit here, and the referee just wants to have a bit of a chat. There's been a couple of looks like Biles is coming off with his shirt ripped here. What do you make of that? He's flaunting it. The photographer, yep, he's going to take a photo, and Katsakis is getting told to get back into his box. Biles having some words to Zoran as he's going off here to get his shirt changed. We knew it'd come to this. First second, you wouldn't expect anything else than fireworks. And we did say, Clem, there was going to be fireworks about 5 or so minutes ago in this coverage. And as the referee is still talking to every single player who was involved in that little melee there. Fortunately, I don't think both teams
can afford the couple of $1,000 fines that you normally would do it in the AFL.
It was actually Lewis Hall, my mistake there. It did look like, and he's getting told to come back off the field. So, referee, I'd like you to just sort this out, mate. It'd be nice if you could just get this sorted out right now. He was about to come off, now he's come back on, and a lot of fans out here to see the Lewis Hall rig by the looks of it.
Good rig there from Lewis Hall, and shows he keeps himself in top physical condition, and very nice from Clem. Clem's very impressed with what you can see as well. But as I said, tensions have boiled over between Heidelberg and Avondale. If you've just joined us, a bit of a drop there on Youssef by Harry Noon. It was coming for a while, and then the fireworks spilled out into a bit of a melee. And it was Katsakis versus Markowski as well. Katsakis wanted to have a few ill-chosen words, which we won't repeat on camera at all, to his counterpart in Avondale.
Hall just continuing with the shirt ripped here by the looks of it, and I reckon a photographer gets a snap of that. I don't really know Lewis, but do you know him at all? Do you reckon he'll flaunt that?
Oh, I'm not too sure, actually. I don't know the photographers too much, unfortunately, in this side of town. Do know a few photographers who take some really good snaps, and looks like Sakai is going to be the one to take the ball in as well. He does, and opportunity then. Believe it was off the head of Youssef, but Theodoridis this time a bit more switched on. Probably doesn't want to make the same mistake as well. And Clem, we did say fireworks were plenty here as Alice goes down with Riccobini. Avondale will get the free kick. A little bit of an incidental contact there from Sean Ellis, but Avondale will get the free kick here. We did say fireworks were going to be plenty, and well, that's the first bit of the fireworks, and we know there's going to be plenty of fireworks for the rest of this game.
We need, let's get you saying fireworks again, Tomo, but again, Theodoridis there, wonderful composure by him to just pluck that header, albeit it was at him, but he could have dived one way or the other and it could have gone in. So good composure by him as Avondale attack now.
Riccobini looking like he's going to get on the score sheet. He goes down in the box. Nothing too much to warrant a penalty. There were no calls for the penalty either, which is fantastic as well, because there wasn't really much in that at all. I thought that was a really fair challenge from Heidelberg. But we Sakai to take the corner kick on the left-hand side of your phones, laptops, or tablets if you're watching it tonight on those three devices in particular. Sakai to bring the ball back in, hit the shoulder, and Avondale look like they can again attack through Zini. Last came off a burger. Quick one there from KP into Zini. Zini versus Ellis. Those two are going to be interesting to watch as well. Fair challenge, I believe, from Ellis, and Zini's not going to win that one there, Clem.
Yeah, definitely not. And early before that was good defending there by O'Brien. Katabian looking like he could have got a head onto it, but it was cleared away, and it was good scrambling in the end. And Theodoridis about to take the goal kick.
And there you go, Lewis Hall has officially had his shirt change in some late breaking news from us as well. It looks like he's going to don the number 21 jersey. It's normally worn by Jacob Burns, so I don't think Jacob Burns is in the starting lineup tonight as well for the Burgers. Avondale calling that last touch was off the Burgers, and the linesman unfortunately disagrees with what Avondale are trying to plead their case to, and Heidelberg will be the ones to throw the ball back in. Very heated out there, Clem, as Wilkins brings the ball back in.
Yeah, Stefan Zini absolutely giving it to the lino there, but Wilkins about to do a long throw here.
Right on point two, deep into the box goes that ball. Lost it. That was Lewis Hall who had the ball. I'm just got to make sure I don't call him Jacob Burns, even though he's got the number 21 jersey on. And look at Youssef. He loves to go for a run. He goes down. Avondale supporters from where we are opposite us calling for a free kick. They're not going to get one. And again, we're in a very peculiar spot because it's a corner kick now for Avondale, and it's going to be taken by Riccobini, who's going to have to jolt. He's taking his time a little bit. He's dawdling a little bit, but he's going to have to jog here to get to the corner. And how would you set this one up really quickly, Clem, as Riccobini sets himself up for the corner?
Yeah, you obviously got a few options there, Valentini and obviously Katabian. Zini looks like he's looking around outside the box. Let's see how this goes.
Ball goes in. Katabian was the target. Zini was going to be on the back end of that one. Great stop there, though, from Dumbalis. Dumbalis stopped Zini from going anywhere near that ball, and looks like Avondale had possession of the ball, and Avondale were going to lose possession of the ball there. Valentini could not keep that in. The game I called about a month ago with Kaylin Besky was the Avondale game as well, and it was good to see Zini on a brace, bowling on a brace. Valentini was also on a brace as well. He came off the bench late in that second half as well, and we did mention the scoring prowess as well out there for Avondale. And so if you got people like Kate Bien out there who goes to ground, and that was Sue Cahill, that was Sue O'Brien, sorry, who so we're quickly seeing Sean Ellis being the recipients here. I think Ellis is leading by example. He's telling Luke Bowles all about it. I think Luke Bowles was telling Sean Ellis to do one thing. Ellis like, nah, mate, I'm going to do it my way. As Ellis crosses into the box, and I think the last touch there was off, I think, the head of Zara, but it didn't stop Oldfield as Avondale through Youssef. Could easily go, and Youssef, he loves to go for a bit of a run. That's what he's going to do on the far wing from where we are right now. Clement, he'll keep possession of the ball, and he'll backtrack here. Smart here from Avondale. We're going to reset, and they're going to cross over to our side of the pitch. Ball with Valentini. Valentini versus O'Brien. Valentini winning that one. The play on is the call, and it'll be Valentini passing it off. Ball's going to be crossed into the box here. Opportunity. Valentini could have been on the back end of that one. Good work there from Heidelberg. I believe it was Wilkins, and ball goes out for the short time to try and get out of the danger zone, but it will be go back into the hands of Avondale. It'll be James Riccobini to bring the ball back in.
Very, very calm defending there by Wilkins. He had Zini lurking there, and first time he headed it, and then got the clearance away. And now they break here through Zara.
Zara breaking for a short time. He's going to backtrack now to Theodoridis. Theodoridis again almost slipped over in the same spot where Valentini took advantage and scored the first goal of the evening. It's the one thing that I think the keeper's going to be well off as well. And, potentially touch wood. It doesn't happen to Oldfield either, because it could happen from where exactly Theodoridis was standing at that point in time where Valentini scored the first goal. And I hate to use this cliche as well, more fireworks are happening between Heidelberg and Avondale. It's always over the last touch, which always gets a bit of a yell over the course of the last touch rule here in the NPL. One team says one thing, the other team says the other thing. At the end of the day, it's the linesman who'll be the one responsible for telling who it is that's going to be throwing the ball back in.
I want to add something as well, Tomo. You notice that Wilkins has lost a lot of weight since going on that trial at the Mariners. I didn't think he had to lose. I'm obviously no physio or expert at that. But, yeah, not an expert at that. But it is pretty evident he's shed off the kilos a bit. He's looking a lot lean, and he's looking good at the moment. Wilco,
staying away from the gyros at Olympic Village for sure, and probably sticking to the lean chicken, the lean meats, and maybe the salads and the veggies as well, cutting the carbs out of the diet too. And probably the Mariners asked for a little bit more as well from him, as Heidelberg now with the corner opportunity. Here we go. Ellis over to Wilkins from the corner. Back to Ellis. Ellis, great curve in from Sean Ellis. Probably the only time we're going to get excited from a cross like that into the box. Avondale. The race is on here. Zini looked like he was going to beat Dumbalas there. Fortunately, though, Heidelberg had an extra man back there, and it was Lukey Bowles, the captain of Heidelberg, last line of defence. Ricky Beanie will bring the ball back in, though, for Avondale at this point in time to your boy Kate Bien, who can make a mean latte. Definitely got to visit his coffee shop at one point in time in my life. It's closed? Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. I'm just breaking my heart a little bit. Kano, looking forward to seeing Joe Capian making some coffee in general, but thank you so much for saying that it's closed, which is unfortunate. Opportunity now for Heidelberg, and they'll get the ball back here.
Hopefully the coffee shop's back soon. Joe, if you're listening after this game.
from your good mate Clem Tito. Oh, it's going to be O'Brien to bring this one back in. It's a long throw. Great spot as well. Way's there. He's going to backtrack quickly. Goes around one defender, goes around two defenders. That's Capey, he went around there too. Tried to cross it in. Towns headers that one away. Off to Youssef. Ball still with Heidelberg. They've got possession back to Umbalas. That was off their heads. Can't quite tell who it is from where we are right now. Avondale did have possession of the ball for the short time, but it'll be Dumbalas to bring the ball back in for Heidelberg. It's still 1-0, but you kind of sense that Heidelberg are going to be in this game right into the end.
Yeah, 100%. Burgers, they probably looked the most likely to score since that first goal opener. As we look here, Zara's offside. But they are positive signs. They are getting forward.
This game happening tonight as well, and it's a massive, massive night we've got ahead as well, as we quickly have a look at maybe some of the other scores that are happening around the NPL Victoria as we try and go around the grounds here, which we try our very best to do as well. We got game between a few games that are still happening. Try and get that a little bit later. Opportunity for Valentini. It goes begging. What are you expecting sort of the next 5 minutes here from both sides? Clem, who do you think's winning the battle of the duels at the moment?
I'm just loving how it's really attacking football at the moment. Both sides are not afraid to get forward. Zara has seen a lot of the ball so far, which is pretty exciting for Burgers fans as they attack here. And, down goes the Burgers, man. And now another counter-attack here through Tasuku.
I believe it's still 0-0 between South Melbourne and Altona at the moment. And then the other game that's happening right now as well is Hume City currently in action as well. We'll get to those scores very, very shortly as well while we have a break in play, or we've got the play in midfield. So it's currently 1-1 between Hume City and Melbourne Knights at ABD Stadium. And potentially Melbourne Knights have been looking good this season, Clem. They could have another draw, or Hume City could take another scalp here.
That's another huge game. Obviously, Hume played the Burgers during the week. It was an intense match, as we've touched on before, but I'm not sure how many of us expected the Knights to do this well this season. And this is another game for them to take, being up there on the table. And Hume, as we've seen so far, they can turn it on, especially at ABD. So that's a big one. I'm pretty keen to hear what the update is soon, if there is a score. But yeah. A couple of home games coming up for Knights as well, I believe. I think 2 in a row from next week, so that's huge.
Sean Ellis not looking too happy because the ball wasn't placed where he wanted to be. He was asking, I think, Lukey Bowles very nicely if he could place the ball near him. We also wouldn't be offside. Unfortunately, if Sean Ellis kept running on to the end of that one, the linesman was ready to put the flag up for an offside, and that's the last thing that Sean Ellis would want in this one. Avondale still 1-0 up against Heidelberg in this one here at Olympic Village. What can Heidelberg do in this situation? Zini, which is a lobbing kick, not doing much. And this could be big, though, for Heidelberg, though. They could win. If they win this one, they'll cut the margin back to 3 points on the table, because it's currently 6. 31 points Avondale's on at the moment. 25 is what Heidelberg is on at the moment. Both sides have had a few scares along the way as well. They've had wins, but they've had a little bit of scares from some of the sides they've played in the NPL another danger one here from Theodoridis. Valentini was reading him like a book. Fortunately, he couldn't complete the chapter there.
Yeah, Theodoridis 1-0 down is taking a bit of a risk there. As you said before, Avondale could should they give up this 1-0 lead, it could be back to 3. So no, that will certainly open the competition up. But then look at the other way. So do the maths here. 9 points ahead if they get the win here. So it's a game Burgers dare not lose, and it's certainly an uphill task. But as we've seen, they had no problems getting forward so far, especially through Zara. So I wouldn't write off Burgers just yet. They're looking all right.
They did lose the ball there, though, Clem, unfortunately. Harry Noon did have a bit of a word to the first official on field 2. It seems now Sakai will pass the ball back in.
Zoran looking very composed on the bench, as opposed to Katsakis, who doesn't mind the old. He likes the puffer jacket, slacks and the dress shoes look. Don't mind that at all. He's very animated on the touchline, Georgie. But he's getting up now, Zoran. But yeah, I'd like to see the coaches were giving themselves a little bit of lip before, so it's always good to see.
Not sure if it's friendly rivalry, banter, or just straight out, let's just swear at each other and see who blinks first sort of mentality.
Yeah, definitely, Tomo. You're not big on that. You're pretty you're a gentle man, aren't you?
Oh, I try my best. We did we did get here probably close to the kickoff as well due to some traffic on Hoddle Street, which wasn't the best route, I don't think, getting here tonight, Clem.
Definitely not. A lot of fans of the enemy sport coming there. So so I'm sure that slowed things down a bit for our journey.
Sean Ellis now to cross this ball into the box. Opportunity now for Heidelberg, and again Avondale putting the extra man back there, and they could get away only for the short time. Heidelberg to retain possession. This is through Josh Wilkins, Clem's mate here. Absolutely top stuff here, and Josh Wilkins goes to ground and can mop up here, can Avondale through Chris Oldfield.
Positive signs again there from Wilkins, just getting forward. It's good to see him, and obviously him and Zara have got a lot of the ball so far, and they just got to make one of these chances come off soon. No, as we said before, no problems with them creating them, but just need to take them.
How important and vital do you think Josh Wilkins is now to Heidelberg if he does have some more successful trials with Central Coast?
Yeah, he's a man they don't want to lose, and I'm sure every staff member, every player, every member of the coaching staff would be happy to see him take an opportunity out there in Gozzy, and we all want him to. It's great to see NPL players, as we see Zinni here, Biles, and corner off Biles here. But as I was saying before, everyone in the NPL, we want to see these talents succeed at the highest level. As we've seen, with Kenny's been given a go, guys like Jai Ingham and at Victory, and the biggest one probably this season, Elvis Cam Sova. He's looked absolutely brilliant. So he's certainly someone that could succeed at the highest level, I think, Wilkins. And
also we saw John Anastasiadis as well, as we get 3 minutes of added time in this one. So we've hit the 45-minute mark of this one. Another corner here for Avondale. John Anastasiadis last night coaching his final home game for the Bentley Greens. They did get up just 3-2 though, but Port Melbourne did fire back in the latter part of that game.
Yeah, J.A., it's exciting times for him, and he's deserved this opportunity. I think a lot of us, after they beat Wellington, a lot of us were saying, it looks like you don't have to play for Liverpool to get an opportunity when Marcus Babbel went to the Wanderers. But great to see someone from the NPL getting a go, and it's a pretty exciting time. Someone like Tyson Holmes, I know, will sum it up well. It's a wonderful opportunity for JA.
Here's an opportunity now for Heidelberg. They could probably hopefully try and equalise here in the latter part. Way with an opportunity. He was a bit adventurous from outside the 18-yard box, but couldn't get there in the end. Goes to the right-hand side of the post, and another opportunity goes begging. Heidelberg do want to try and find an equaliser late here.
Need to work Oldfield is what I'm currently thinking. I'm not sure about you, Tomo, but it doesn't feel like he's had a lot to do so far in terms of really making him work.
You think it's more just solid defence there from the Avengers?
I think so. It's a credit to them for making the Burgers players not capitalise, but Oldfield, he'll need to be. Obviously, you spoke about him earlier. You mentioned how Katie was speaking about how important he is for Avondale, and he's been important. He'll be important if they do start to get these shots in as the game goes by and legs start to go out.
Noon goes down. Wilkins pushing Towns there just to move him back just a little bit there. Yide Towns a little bit too close for Wilkins' liking. Free kick, and probably last opportunity of this first half as well. Stick with us though for the halftime show after our little break here We'll go through all the stats, all the key players, all the key moments from this game, as well as the games that are happening as well. And Capian, massive lob there off to Stefan Zini. Zini now to Capian. Free kick going the way of Avondale, and Oldfield can take his time here and run the clock down, and most likely it's going to be Avondale who are going to take that 1-0 lead into half-time as he passes the ball over to Scott Hellier, who can just press this ball into midfield. And up, he's going to go to Chris Oldfield. And Oldfield's just going to strip some more time off the clock there, and a bit of table tennis stuff, or a bit of tennis stuff there, and Theodoridis will take it back there from Chris Oldfield.
Must have mentioned, Tomo, we'll have a half-time guest for just a little bit. Demi Papayanou, who used to work for Heidelberg here, is going to have a chat. Obviously knows the players and the club back to front, so it'll be good to get a little bit of insight.
Exclusive insight. Thanks to Clem Tito for that exclusive insight as well that we're going to have with them a little bit later on as well in the halftime show as well. And as she's joined us as well for a short time before. She's loving the beard, isn't she?
It's just pure laziness. I think everyone knows me as a bit of a baby face. Well, I don't get taken seriously in the press room, so I needed to grow it. It was just laziness, to be honest.
As we digress, back to the play here. Sean Ellis in a very tight position. Opportunity now. Is he going to go for the shot himself? He is! Good hit there from Sean Ellis. Back in! It's in! Stephen Pace scores for Heidelberg. Equalised. And the grandstand's up 1-1. If you want to talk about a cutthroat goal, a cutthroat equaliser, that is exactly what Heidelberg wanted before going into the sheds at halftime. Clem Tito.
Game on here at the Village, and what a finish by Pace. Oldfield, first real shot. He probably had to stop there and just couldn't stop it. And those Burgers fans, as you can see on the other side, absolutely up and about. Unbelievable here, and the big psychological booster for the Burgers and Avondale. They'll probably be going into halftime saying we probably could have been 1-0 up, but we're not. So let's see what happens here.
Don't blink. We're expecting a grandstand second half, and Heidelberg are just one goal away from giving Avondale their first loss of season 2019, and that was a fantastic cross in there as referee waves off the game for the first half, and exactly what Heidelberg wanted, exactly what the doctor ordered for them. The Burgers scoring very late through Stephen Pace. I talk about defenders scoring. Leston Ballas can score, but also Stephen Pace. The last time I was here too, Clem, he did score a late one against Sandy City as well. But at halftime, as we go to the break, Zoran Markowski is definitely going to be talking to his men about what potentially they can do to make sure that doesn't happen yet again from Sean Ellis set piece free kick. It is Heidelberg 1, Avondale 1. Stay with us because the second half and the halftime show on the other side of this. the one word you absolutely love saying as well, which is scenes. So if that happens, it's all yours with the word scenes.
Mate, hashtag scenes. This is Scenes Village. Scenes everywhere.
There were scenes in that first half.
Yeah. The old... I wasn't part of N football, but you, Tom Federico, Sean Moran, they got me into scenes, so big thanks to them.
That concludes the halftime show. If you've just joined us as well, it's 1-1. First goal through Stefan Valentini, and then a very late equaliser from Stephen Pace as Heidelberg make their way out onto the pitch, and Avondale doing the exact same thing. And might as well quickly ask you as well before Heidelberg kicks us off for the second half. If you're George Kasakis, what would you have said to the boys in the sheds at halftime?
I would have said how much of a big psychological booster that was, getting that goal just on the brink of half time. Avondale thought they were going to get in there with that 1-0 lead, but looks like they haven't. So at the moment, if I was coach, I'd probably be saying you're right in this, and you're more than capable to win this. You've gone in behind numerous times, and you're capable of doing that again. And just give Chris Oldfield a bit of a workout, and you can win this.
And if you was on Markowski for Avondale, what would you say to the boys after that lean in that equaliser?
It's still a good game. Obviously, a good game by Avondale. That you'd be disappointed the way perhaps he'd argue maybe fortuitous, but you just got to keep your concentration. And they were able to get in there, Heidelberg. But he'd be saying, we can go 9 points ahead here if we win. So. How much of it would be for ours to lose, and currently it is ours to lose. So we need that 9 point deficit, margin in front.
They've been the benchmark for the last 3 months of the competition, or for the first 3 months, I should say. And this next 45 minutes can make or break this season, and potentially crack it wide open. And Heidelberg could potentially show why they are still one of the premier teams of the NPL competition as we kick off this second half. Avondale, as you said, Clem, it's theirs to lose now. They've been so good over the last 3 months, being undefeated so far in season 2019 with the team that they've got out there on the field, and especially those who are also on the bench as well, which we'll look at very, very shortly. And as we spoke to Demi about at the halftime show as well, that Heidelberg also have players like Cahill still on the bench as well, and they could make a big difference heading into this last 45 minutes as well. Yeah,
definitely. And you look at the amount of goal scorers Burgers can have. That's probably one of the biggest strengths. That versatility. They can share it around. If you give them an opportunity, they can punish you. But it's also vice versa tonight. So we don't know how this is going to go. But I'm not sure what you're tipping, Tomo. But you heard me. I'm tipping a late Heidelberg winner for Avondale's first loss of the season.
I'm actually going to agree with you here. I think that Heidelberg could easily get the 3 points here and essentially send Avondale out of the village with their first loss of season 2019. The other player as well that's also sitting on the bench for Heidelberg at this point in time who could make a huge difference. He's been sold down back this season. That's Jack Petrie too.
Yeah, definitely. If they feel the need to preserve a lead, they could bring him on. At the moment, it's all square. So, again, Petrie, as you said, he's been phenomenal so far and a big asset to Heidelberg. And that's credit to them. Again, the amount of depth they have to have someone like that on the bench is big.
And this place is going to get louder and louder as we chomp the minutes down in the second half as well. So we'll try our very, very best to get the crowd in between as well. And as you heard, the grandstand almost blew the entire grandstand apart with that cheer when the equaliser for Stephen Pace at the end of that first half. And we're also seeing as well what these two teams can definitely do come finals time, which is later on this year as well. And we did say Melbourne Knights were the dark horses so far. They're currently third on the table at the moment. They're still 1-1 as far as we know against Hume City at the moment. We'll endeavour to make sure we check that score and see if we're still correct or not. But Melbourne Knights, they're probably going to be watching this game a little bit with keen interest too, because if this game is a draw and they can get the 3 points against Hume City, then they're also not too far away from reaching the top as well and cutting the deficit on Avondale's behalf too.
Yeah, definitely, and it'll be huge if Knights can get back up there. Obviously, the big fan base that they have, and you wouldn't write them off either. We've seen too many times with the old Aussie style final system. Anyone can win it. Doesn't matter if you finish first, you can win it if you as long as you're up there. So Knights, they're certainly in it. So long as the top teams choke in the finals, but still a while away.
Opportunity there for Heidelberg, Harry Noon, Adrian Zaro in the thick of it there, but Sakaya with a fantastic block there. Great defending there from the Jap and the former IPA star as well, who's looking very comfortable in the blue for the Avengers this season as well. We have seen Heidelberg and Avondale in the finals last year as well, and we did talk about the grand final too, the Ilfay grand final with Demi as well, and Chris Oldfield bringing back a bit of old memories there when Stephen Pace equalised, as we see Heidelberg pressing the ball deep into their box there and couldn't in the end. Second opportunity, now goes begging. Zara, opportunity for Heidelberg. Can they get it? Goal. They've fallen over each other there. They thought a penalty was warranted. Oh, and that was Brendan Lundy on the last line of defence there for Avondale. My goodness, Clem Tito.
It is certainly on here. Burgers totally a chance to win this, and that was, oh mate, Burgers almost getting the goal there, and long throw in here.
That was a great long ball there from Ruben Way. Heidelberg to retain possession for the short time. Avondale trying to get the possession back, which they're going to do right now. Can they get out of the back? They can, and they will. Zinni, great through ball from Zinni through to Ahmed. Ahmed's going to cross it back into Zinni. Zinni lost his footing there, and you can hear the groans of the Avondale fans in the grandstand. They weren't too pleased about that one.
Stephen Pace, good clearance there from him, and we talked about the psychological boost before for Burgers, and it could have been a massive, massive kick in the teeth if they had got on the score sheet there earlier on, but Pace to the rescue on the other end, another counter-attack, and I'm loving the back-and-forth stuff tonight. Very
fast pace, especially in the first 5 minutes of this contest, as well as we see a Heidelberg player go down. I think it's Ellis who's actually gone down, and you can hear the crowd's gone up. They want to see a booking. I don't think the referee is going to budge bringing a card out here. Not putting the hands up, going, no, thank you. So, free kick to Heidelberg, but credit to Heidelberg there. A bit of resilience there, and no booking wanted.
Yeah, definitely not. Also, Tom, I was going to touch on, there's good insight by Demi at half time just to get a closer look on how the club is run and how these blokes are, and obviously her thoughts on the game. And it's pretty big if they do get the win here. Obviously, there will be clubs watching and see how Wilkins is going. It'll be massive here if he can put on a good performance to help his team to a victory. What do you make of it?
I thought it was a really good insight as well, and as we see Avondale trying to press there. I also liked, I was actually going to mention him as well, who just had the last touch there for Heidelberg. Ruben Way as well looks completely rejuvenated after a short stint at Wellington Phoenix earlier in the summer as well, and he looks like he's a complete player now for Heidelberg, and exactly what George Kasakas has wanted out of his attacking midfielder in Ruben Way like that.
Ruben Way, yeah, just obviously you mentioned that stint he had at Wellington, and it goes to show how much of a top player he is to even break into a side like that. Obviously they had a little bit of they had a good season, Wellington, and obviously bowed out in the finals to victory, but that would have been a pretty tough team to break into. And obviously Josh Wilkins had a chance at a trial there before the season started last year, and Way's been a breath of fresh air again, and he's been good.
Dumbalas to bring the ball back in, and another play too that he's going to get a look in as well, and Demi even said as well potentially could be looked at other clubs, other A-League clubs as well, especially Western United, which will be fronted up by J.A., who last night bowed out at the old Kingston Eve complex for the final time as home on this. Again, another danger opportunity there from Heidelberg. Oh, an opportunity now. Dumbalas caught Lundy sleeping there for a short time, but Lundy can hopefully compose himself and get the ball out he can. What the hell is Brendan Lundy doing there, Clem?
Yeah, just I don't know. He was watching it a bit. I think he was expecting a goal at the other end, and all of a sudden, he had to. It was a slight. Looked like it was. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing, but eventually got the ball and banged it away.
Les Dumbalis caught him napping for a short time, and as I said, Les Dumbalis no stranger to scoring as well. He did score 2 weeks ago when we were here for Heidelberg and Downey City, and there's so much potential for scores on the score sheet for Heidelberg tonight, and Avondale sort of look at, their top 4 players, someone like Liam Boland, who's not playing tonight due to suspension, as an opportunity now through Harry Noon. Noon on his own. He's going to pass here to Ruben Way. He's inside the box. He's got to get through the last 2 defenders. Tried to do so, and again, Avondale putting the extra man back there. Riccobini gets it out just for the short time as well.
Yeah, Way, and we were speaking about him just then. Look at him, twisting and turning. Defenders have to be precise there, and they were, and he eventually got the ball away, but defenders were able to mop up. But still a chance here for the Burgers.
It's also good that James and Phil, they play in 2 different positions as well. Like James plays up the field more so than Phil. Phil stays down back, which is sort of good as well. So you don't want to have both Riccobini brothers in the back 4 for Avondale, and they do very well in that formation. Dumbalis crosses that one in. The ball goes up in the air. Great header there from Biles. Another great header there too that was Scott Hellier there for Avondale, and the Avengers look like they can break away. Opportunity now for Valentini. Valentini, no stranger to running. He's going to try and go in the box. He's using his speed. Great finesse there from Valentini. Unfortunately, hits the net. Not the back of the net, but hits the side of the net. And the last touch there came from the foot of Christian Theodoridis, and a corner kick for Avondale in this one.
Corner ball here, and Burgers won't have their hard work undone. Got to remain focused here. They're certainly probably the better. I'd probably say better team at the moment, Burgers, but Avondale can quickly get on the score sheet here.
Opportunity now for Avondale to score. They're going to press into the box here, which is what they're going to do. Ball goes in, stays out, but Avondale again can retain possession. They're going to try yet again. Good cross into the box, but a great into the bread basket of Christian Theodoridis there, and had no issues. And that for him is just his bread and butter, catching balls like that who get crossed into the 18-yard box, and didn't faze him in the slightest. Still 1-1 here between Avondale and Heidelberg. We're going to get, hopefully, as Clem said, hashtag scenes in one way or another, as we see an Avondale player down. Think it could be Youssef who's down. Yeah, it's Youssef because Towns is still up. So Youssef has gone down behind play. He's gone down in midfield, and looks like he's holding his thigh there, Clem, from what I can see. I don't know, your observations may be different than mine.
Oh. He looks like he's getting up now. It looks like he was holding the hip, but it looks fine now. But what I need to commend you on is how you managed to, suss out who that was at the other end. It was good eyes by you, Tomo.
They're going a little bit in my old age, but hopefully eventually I'll bring some binoculars, and I've actually got to buy some first as well. You're
a big FIFA fan, aren't you, Tomo?
Love FIFA.
Remember you'd play games and you'd play Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena, and Martin Tyler would go on his story about the old Olympic ground. I didn't like commentating there because it was so far away from the box, but it's not. I don't mind commentating this far. It's not too bad.
It's not too bad at all. I thought you were going to say a little bit that maybe Heidelberg, especially the Olympic Village, is a little bit reminiscent of Allianz Arena just because of how far we are from, the old Munich, just how far we are away from where the play is right now and from where we're standing right here, Clem.
Nah, definitely not. I love the Olympic Village. Great place to be. Great Savlakis and chips, obviously, and it's always good to watch it from this side because you can see the fans get up and about when they do score a goal. But usually if this was FIFA, my story would have been cut out mid-sentence there because there was an opportunity, but thankfully it isn't FIFA, Tomo, isn't it? Because you love your FIFA.
I do love my FIFA Clementines. It's probably my favourite leisurely thing still to do this point in time, as we can see Harry Noon, opportunity there, but a great stop there from Scott Hellier. And Scott Hellier, he's probably been one of the most undermanned performers for Avondale tonight. We've called his name quite a fair bit tonight, Clem, and I think he's performed very well for Avondale. That ball goes in. But how do you make I'll get back to it very shortly. Actually, I'll get to it now, maybe. Scott Hellier, how do you call his game tonight?
Yeah, he's been quite lively, as we've seen, and we've called his name about a fair bit already, and you can see how important he's been tonight as the ball just gets absolutely cleared out. But he's obviously a man you know quite well, and he's been fairly important.
He has indeed, and still 1-1, and the coaches have had a bit of a lull in their heated exchange. We had a bit of a heated exchange at about the 20-minute mark between Katsakas and Markowski, and we did see a small spot fire of a melee happen after an incident between Kate Bien and Harry Noon in that one as well, and all hell broke loose there, didn't it?
You're loving the pronunciation. It stuck on you, and I accidentally called him Caribbean earlier, and now you call him the old. I don't mind the old Kate mean because the mean coffee making, but preferring Katavian. But yeah, he was pretty fiery early on, wasn't he? And fire up, guys! Like I love it.
I think because we did mention his name in a drive-in tonight to Olympic Village as well, so I think the name sort of stuck a little bit of how you sort of pronounce it. I'm going to start pronouncing it, I think, from now on as well. And if Joey is listening after this and watches back and has any ill words about it and all that, I'm just going to blame Clementine for that one. It's his fault, not mine. As we see, Harry Noon, he's going to cross this one in. Opportunity now, Ruben Way. Tried to go on his left there, but a great stop there from Phil Riccobini and Chris Oldfield with an old-fashioned throw out of the box. Here's Takaya now for Avondale. And he's had a good season too, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's been a great pickup, great signing for Avondale. Obviously dominated back there in New South Wales, but I'm sure he wanted a better level of football. And the NPL Victoria is always held in the highest regard in terms of the highest level of NPL around the country. So obviously left a great RPS side to come to a great Avondale side, just crossing the border. And it's been massive for Zoran's men.
Because if you look at RPL Leichhardt in the NPL New South Wales, they've been probably one of the powerhouses for so long as well. But it's good now that Zoran Markowski's ended up building a bit of a dynasty, a bit of a powerhouse team in Avondale as well, and it's good to see Avondale sort of jumped up from where they used to be a few seasons back when I was covering this game very religiously. Avondale was sort of a mid-table, mid-finishing side, but great players have come in, like Chris Oldfield's coming in, Zinni's coming in as well, Boland's coming in, Germano's come in, as well as Sakaya too, Valentini too, and Joey Capian too. Just shows how big and how much the Avondale side is going to be big heading towards this season and last season as well, which were the surprise packets, I think, in most people's eyes.
You a big Bundesliga fan, Tomo?
Oh, I dabble in it.
Yeah, it's a bit of... don't mind the clash tonight. It looks a bit of Borussia Dortmund against Schalke tonight there. Looking good. Looks like Jonathan Germano's taken the jacket off here. Could be coming on for Avondale. He could be a big man to get up forward there.
And then we did see another substitution as well for Heidelberg, the first substitution as well. So I think it was Lewis Hall who came off, and who came on there for Heidelberg?
We can find out shortly as the throw-in by to Noon.
Ball is with and he's just losing the battle at the moment, Harry Noon, having to contend with Stefan Zini and Joey Capian and Valentini as well, and knew he wasn't going to win that battle. And you're right there, Clem. Germano is about to come on, and Jonathan Germano, former Melbourne City player. He's played at the highest regard in the A-League, and it's going to be Ahmed who's going to come off for very, very shortly as well for Avondale. We're just waiting for Chris Oldfield to kick this ball into touch, or maybe not, because Ahmed has come off, and here comes Jonathan Germano.
It does look like Lucas Derrick was the one to come on for the Burgers as well.
So Lucas Derrick coming on for Lewis Hall, who had his shirt ripped a little bit earlier in the piece after the little spot fight that happened earlier this evening as well in this game. Still 1-1 in this one.
We didn't mind what we saw there. Nice, the rig out, the guns are out.
Who doesn't like seeing a bit of a good rig on a winter's night as well? Winters is coming in the next few weeks as well, and sort of gives us a little bit of an inspiration to hopefully hit the gym there and hopefully get the winter bod for the summer bod.
Need to get the rig back on, Tomo. As you know, I signed up back for the gym this morning. Just need to, I need to lay off the burgers a little bit these days. No pun intended.
And I think the kebabs, which I think we're going to appease ourselves very, very shortly at the conclusion of tonight's coverage as well.
Yeah, just keep it down here. Keep the K word down here, Tomo.
Yeah, probably shouldn't be saying this in this part of town as well. I mean, Heidelberg do make a very mean gyro, which I've realised as well that I've probably mispronounced that as well, haven't I?
I believe it's Heros, but I could be making a fool of myself.
I think the G's silent, so I think you're more than better as well. Like, my pronunciations are way off, especially with Greek style food. Like, I get it wrong all the time, and all my Greek friends do give me a bit of stick for it, which is a bit of fun, tongue in cheek, no pun intended. Harry Noon now, deep one. Oldfield, good opportunity, and a free kick, and there wasn't much there, was there, Clem, between Harry Noon, because at the end of it, Ruben Way looks like he was going to take advantage of the mistake from Chris Oldfield.
Yeah, so common in those situations that keepers come out with a free kick. Almost. Burgers, they can hang their heads up high. They're creating chances, just need to take them.
Opportunity, another opportunity again, and could be there for Way, wasn't. Hit off the head of Germano, and Markowski now and Katsakis, both coaches up on their feet at the moment, and we're starting to hear voice now from both benches as well, and this is a bit of a pressure cooker stuff here.
Yeah, the ball comes towards us here, Tomo. It's you just get the feeling that Heidelberg are having the better opportunities going forward. They're getting forward a little bit more here, and they've brought Lucas Derrick on, and he certainly looks pretty hungry.
He does. Lucas Derrick coming on for Lewis Hall in that one, and it'll be good to see what he can do there, as he was the last one to touch that one there. And Lucas Derrick, still very, very young as well, and great opportunity as well for him to break into the senior team and hopefully do a few things, especially on a big game like this one. It's good to compete on a big stage, kind of like when you take it on the top of the table, Avondale here at the Olympic Village, and just a sea of headbutts with the ball at the moment. Last touch came off Lukey Biles there, and Avondale now, we're going to try and go for Zinni. Zinni goes down courtesy of Dumbalas. Avondale not calling for the free kick, but Zinni's down, and the referee will come and examine the front-on-front contact there between Zinni and Dumbalas.
Looks like not much of a protest from the Burgers players, so looks like he might be a bit of a pulled up a little bit sore there, Zinni, but just get Tabian having a few words to the ref here, and hopefully we'll just get the game going now, and fans getting a little bit restless at this stoppage. And it all ends up. Looks like we're going to play on now.
We did have a fast-paced start to this half as well, Clementine, with both Avondale and Heidelberg creating good chances early on this one, the first 10 minutes of the contest, and the pace sort of slowed down a little bit in maybe the last sort of 3 to 4 minutes of this contest as well. It's still 1-1, so still plenty of time as well. I think about 15 to 20 minutes still left in this one from, I think, memory. So still a bit of time for both teams to hopefully break the deadlock. Both goals coming in the first half. Paces tap in very, very late. Saw Oldfield save it, which was a fantastic save after a great cross in there from Ruben Way. And credit to Stephen Pace, he was in the right place at the right time. And this is Lucas Derrick for Heidelberg, trying to get through the experienced head of Jonathan Germano, which he did very well. Zawa, opportunity now, Ruben Way, and offside has been called. Ruben Way a few steps past where the last defender was, and the linesman, credit to him, he knew exactly where to stand, and he's told Ruben Way straight up, sorry, but you're offside there, and you're not going to get an opportunity to press into the 18-yard box.
Yeah, I thought Way went a little bit earlier. It was quite evident he was offside in the end, and good call by the linesman.
So maybe about 3 or 4 steps, I think, offside there, but he was probably in the right spot for a Lucas Derrick pass there, and Lucas Derrick has got himself into this game quite a bit since coming on for Lewis Hall. So both sides have made 1 substitution already in this second half. They've still got 2 to play with, as far as we know. Opportunity now for Heidelberg, and ball goes into the scalp there of Scott Halley, and he still stars for the short time, and he's going to feel that definitely on the chin at full time when the adrenaline wears off as well. Caping, great pass there, and just trying to find the footing of Valentini, and Heidelberg can reset again from the back.
Touched on Hillier before, and the boy's got to earn his money, and he's taken a Falcon there, so that's exactly good to see. Not happy that happened, but just just got on with it.
Opportunity now, Harry Noon try to press that ball into the box. Could again through Sean Ellis. He's in his territory where he likes to cross it in. Good opportunity. Oldfield with a great save though. Not out of the danger zone just yet. Heidelberg has still got possession of the ball. Now they've lost possession of the ball. Back for the short time there, Clem. Good opportunity there, and Oldfield, great save in the end. Looked like it was going to be a goal, but it wasn't.
Ruben Way, again, looking dangerous there, and good scrambling by the players, but all in a throw-in, and Zara just couldn't keep it in. But again, Berger's looking very threatening going forward, and Avondale probably breathing a sigh of relief as Derek goes forward with a little Rabona there. Was that a Rabona, Tomo?
I think it was. And Heidelberg's best opportunity through Ruben Way. Like, the header was a great call, probably 20 seconds ago. Fortunately, he headed it just a little bit too high and goes over the crossbar. But it shows that Heidelberg, the last 2.5 minutes of this contest, they've looked more attacking than Avondale.
Yeah, definitely. And they're just looking like they're going to be the next ones to score. So, if I was Zoran, I'd be a little bit worried at the moment. Obviously, we've spoken about how much of it is theirs to lose, and you said it at the start of the second half, it is theirs to lose. So, I'll be a little bit worried if I was an Avondale fan at the moment. Burgers look extremely hungry.
They're definitely looking hungry, and Germano's pushed up as well, which you don't see quite often as well. Jonathan, he's got back, isn't he? So Jonathan Germano sort of pressing up as much as he can. That was my bad there. Riccobini goes down. That was the recipient who tackled him there was Ellis, but that was actually a clean tackle there. Good slide tackle there from Sean Ellis, and ball goes out. But it will be an Avondale corner. And they're in a danger part here. Actually, it won't be a corner, it'll be a throw in. So it was almost a corner there. And again, from where we are as well, it's probably a bit too far for us to judge if that ball goes out for a corner or throw in. So might as well just let the play speak for itself there, Clem.
Yeah, definitely. It's as we mentioned before, making a little FIFA banter jokes there. It is a long way from the ground, but still hold it in pretty high regard. And as Avondale go forward here through Tasuki.
Oh! Hits the crossbar from Sakaya there, and Heidelberg can mop up for the short time. So we did say, though, that Heidelberg, for that last sort of 2.5 minute period, were all the attacking there, but Sakaya, with his speed, hit it beautifully on the right, and fortunately, crossbar was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Tasuku absolutely showing why he was worth bringing here from Apia, and what a strike, and very nearly paid dividends there. But the Japanese man, he will keep going, and he could very well net one soon, and very close there.
I was going to let you call that goal if it was a goal there for Sakaya there. You were sort of keen on calling that one there, Clem. Avondale now compress.
Leave it to the experts, no?
I'm no expert myself. I think you're more the expert than I am when it comes to players like Sakai as well, from other leagues as well. Great through ball there, that coming through Lundy. That seems a Heidelberg, and frustration again from Heidelberg's back four, and it just sort of shows, it puts into perspective, and falling down there, and that was Hallie who fell down, and shows the pitches in somewhat poor nick over the last. It's sort of deteriorated a little bit, this pitch, I'd say.
Yeah, as we touched on Hilly before, he's mopping it up down there, and had to take a Falcon. He's slipped over now, and on the other end, Theodoridis just slowing down the tempo a little bit here, and the boys are looking like a free kick's going to be... No, he's taking it.
So ball pressing here, going forward for Heidelberg. Here's Derek. Derek using his run a little bit, trying to keep it in. Great stuff there from Lucas Derek, and opportunity there was Sean Ellis. He knew where to go. It's just Chris Oldfield, the last line, dived onto the ball as quickly as possible, and a great save there from the veteran.
Yeah, good. That's the experience kicking in there for Oldfield, and just quick pounce onto the ball, and didn't give Burgers a chance to score there. So it was a good courage as well from Oldfield.
Oldfield saving potentially 2 points at this point in time if we do stay here with the 1-1 draw. Saving potentially what Heidelberg could have had as their first win against Avondale. Avondale's first loss of season 2019. And Avondale are still, at this point in time, still going to be undefeated. KPN, great through ball there to Zinni. Zinni in the box. Oh, an opportunity there was Germana and Theodoridis on the back end of that one. But Jonathan Germano, similar to Sean Ellis, in the right spot at the right time. But last line again, Theodoridis exactly knew where to place himself, and great save there from the experienced Burgers keeper there.
Yeah, it was good scrambling from the boys there. Zinni was claiming something, but wasn't going to get it. It was there was a Burgers player on diving to try to clear it away, but Theodoridis pounced on it, and it looks like Tommy Cahill's coming on here.
Tom Cahill's coming onto the field, and I think Zara's coming off. Zara is coming off. So we did speak to Demi at halftime about what Tom Cahill can bring when he's out on the field and out on the pitch, and now we're going to see firsthand for someone who's a prolific goal scorer like Adrian Zara to come off. What do you think George Kasaka's strategy is here?
Yeah, it's... I thought Zara could have lasted the match, but maybe it's just precautions after. Obviously, they had a big game during the week, huge game, and Tommy Cahill coming on here looking a bit got the Andy Carroll hair going a little bit, but he'd be you'd like him on the end of a cross or end of a corner, so he'll be dangerous as a throw in here.
And I think Avondale know that Tom Cahill's a marked man inside the box, and that's exactly the direction they were going in originally, was Tom Cahill. Sean Ellis! It goes over. I think that throw-in, was destined for Tommy Cahill straight away. And as I said, he's going to be the marked man now for the next at least 10 to 15 minutes of this contest.
And that's where Hillier comes in again. We've touched on him. He's got another man to mark, and Cahill will be looking to just get on the end of something, but not if Hillier can have a say about things.
Jember Kant looks like he's going to be coming on for his first minutes as well. And this is an interesting sub here for Avondale. Just going to try and see who's going to be the recipient who's going to come off. And as Zoran Markowski is making his second substitution here, ball continues in great possession there from there. And there's Valentini running through the midfield. Had to contend with 3 Burgers in the midfield there. And great pass back from Wilkins. Capian couldn't get on the end of that one either. And ball brought back through midfield. There is Derek. Whistle's been blown, so it'll be a free kick to Avondale. And this could be interesting. I don't know if my eyesight serves me correctly, Clem, but Stefan Valentini is going to be coming off, and Jember Kant's coming on.
Yeah, it looks like he's jogging off here, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes out there at Bacant, and it is an interesting sub by Zoran, and will it pay dividends? That is the question.
That's a very good question, and Valentini, I'm not too sure if he's sort of pleased or not, but I think he's sort of resigned to the fact that he won't be out on the field for the full 90 minutes plus how many minutes of added time we're going to have in this contest. And I did ask Katie as well, and we did play this little game last week, or 2 weeks ago when we called this game, Katie and I. And I might as well play this game with you here, Clem. How many minutes of added time do you think are going to be added on in the second half?
I don't know. It hasn't been too many stoppages. It's been pretty fast-flowing, so I can't imagine too many, but you might add a sneaky one on because it's a close game. We'll see what happens.
I'm thinking maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops.
I think so, yeah. I reckon it hasn't There hasn't been enough stoppages to justify 4 minutes, but it's still pretty early to say at this point.
So see, just trying to figure out which Stefan it was, and there's Zinni. Zinni's out on his own, and that's exactly where they're going to go. They're going to place the ball into the breadbasket of Zinni. He's going to cross that in. Probably not the intended cross he was looking for. I think he was looking for a bit more air on that ball. Couldn't get it, and Lundy can reset. Passes over now to Phil Riccobini. One half of the Riccobini boys, and
so just to confirm, it was Stefan Valentini that came off.
You were sort of double checking to see if, because you thought Valentini was up there, you might have thought, oh, it might have been Stefan Zinni instead.
Yeah, that's correct. But it is. It does. We can confirm that for you, Tomo.
We can break that news first and foremost here, which is always good. Clem's is playing a game of counting the Stefans that's currently out on the pitch right now. As we'll see the ball thrown back in here, and it's going to be O'Brien to throw the ball in for Heidelberg. And that was a massive throw from O'Brien to the head of Cahill. He's going to again throw into the box, and Cahill was the intended target, but KPN can break out and hand it over now to Germano. Germano in the outer wing, opposite side of us here, Clem. Great ball and great lob in. Dumbalis versus Zinni, and Dumbalis wins the battle there between him and Zinni. And I think there's a bit of an uproar. I think there could have been a holding there from Dumbalis, but referee's waving play on.
Regardless, it was very good defending there by Dumbalis, and just didn't allow anything to happen there, and a really composed header back, and a bit of protest there, but it looks like Burgers breathe and they can fight another day.
They can definitely do so, and there's been a few protests from other sides of the battlefields as well, between Heidelberg and Avondale, the fans as well. There's been some calls where Heidelberg may think that that's a foul. Well, Markowski and the coaching staff at one point in time thought that it could have been close to a foul there, and we would have definitely heard the uproar from the Burgers supporters in the grandstand if that free kick was given to the Avengers.
And that's an absolute sack of a clearance there by Oldfield, but they get rid of it on Avondale.
Both men going to ground there. Players going down there was O'Brien and Burkan. Burkan kept his footing there for a short time. KPN, but a great defending there from Wilkins, and stopped KPN from pressing and crossing that ball inside the box, and another opportunity goes begging for the short time. But Avondale with a throw-in. Opportunity for them through Burkan. Trying to get through the last defender. Can't do so. And Heidelberg, again, can break out. Great. No one to go to. You're right there. And I think originally it was Derek there. That was Noon. Derek was offside, so he couldn't make a play for the ball. So now Tom Cahill's going to try and use his speed a little bit to get back into this one. And ball goes out. So Heidelberg, and it's tense here at the moment, Clem, at the Village. You can hear it from both sides as Avondale win the ball back in the throw-in.
They are getting the ball forward, Avondale, but just struggling to really break down Heidelberg's defence. And at the moment, the Burgers want to keep that up. They're getting up forward as well, and Avondale again on the attack here. But I'm just absolutely loving how it's very free flowing, and how both teams are getting opportunities here. But I still think Heidelberg on top at the moment.
Might as well ask you this question now before full time. Battle the sidelines. Who's winning at the moment between Kazakis and Markowski? As we'll park that for a minute. Avondale, Markowski's not happy. There was a foul there which has not gone well with the Avengers, and we did say he got tense in the first half. We could be seeing almost certain scenes here in this second one here too, Clem.
Yeah, it was Derek with a shot that got blocked there, and there was some sort of appeal. I'm not sure what the appeal was, but nonetheless, it was good to just shut Derek down as the corner's taken here.
Well, Zuan Markowski not too happy with that decision. Oldfield couldn't get the first hands. He got the second hands, and here we go. They can break away now. Here's Zinni. Stefan Zinni. He saw Dumbalis at the end. He'll pass this ball over to Sakaya. Over to Kate Bien. Good header. Found Germano for the short time at Heidelberg. Break out of the box again. I can sense that we might see a late goal here. But to who is anyone's guess at this point in time, because the possession count, you would say, would be even.
Yeah, definitely there. And Harry Noon looked like to the rescue there for the Burgers when he just hoofed it clear, doing his defensive duties.
Oh, good cross in there, and a Burgers player does go down, so it'll be a free kick. And I'm just trying to see who it is from where we are. It's Dumbalis who's gone down for Heidelberg. Your eyesight's a little bit better than mine at the moment, Clem, from the right-hand side from where you're standing.
Oh, mate, I'm just trying to call it how I see it at the moment, but it does look like Dumbalis is down, and a bit of sympathy for the ref as Theodoridis, just making sure he's okay. And the ref says everything's all good to go, and let's get on with it. Absolutely.
We definitely want to get on with this one as well, because both sides in the last sort of 5 to 10 minutes have had great opportunities to score. And Theodoridis from the reset. He's going to boot this ball out, and he's going to boot it to midfield. He'll find the head of Tom Cahill. Whistle goes up. A small push there from Tom Cahill. A free kick to Sakeo, and Avondale going to get a free kick.
I thought there was a little bit of mayonnaise there from Tasuku, but free kick paid nonetheless.
And you were waving your hands up and down as well, like you thought, there wasn't really too much in it, but referee thought, just cautionary foul there.
Yeah, I think so, but didn't matter anyway. It's back in midfield.
It has gone back to midfield, and it looks like Heidelberg and Avondale, the duel between Ellis and I think it's Ricky Beanie, not Hellier this time, who are battling it. Ellis wins that battle. Cahill, good pass there from Ellis back to Cahill. That ball's gone back now to O'Brien. O'Brien trying to get through the last defender for Avondale. Can't do so. Players going down. Both sides are going up at this point in time. Avondale thought they were going to get a free kick here. Referee has waved play on. Ball again sticks with Heidelberg for the short time. For the interim, the ball will be caught in the short term. Dumbalis almost. And I don't think that's it. Harry Noon. Noon's going to cross this ball in, and it's gone wide. Very wide for Sean Ellis, but Les Dumbalis, we've seen him score in the past, and he wanted to get his name on the score sheet there, Clem.
What a great block there by Brandon Lundy. That could have gone anywhere, and Dumbalis just latched onto it. But Lundy happy to put his body on the line. Good block there, and Burgers, not able to get that one.
And it looks like Zoran Markovsky is going to bring on Kenny Gibson. So this will be the third and final substitution here for Avondale. And it looks like it's going to be Jimmy Riccobini who's going to be the man who's coming off, who I think actually was the one who went down, and he's hobbling to the bench, right? Or he's hobbling to the sideline, I should say. And the trainer for Avondale has said, yep, he's done for the evening as well. So with Riccobini down, referee's just got to wave and confirm that Kenny Gibson can come on field, which he has done so. So Kenny Gibson comes on for James Riccobini. Kenny Gibson was good when I saw him against Danny City a few weeks back there. Clemmy, again, he's got a bit of pace on him as well. Kenny Gibson, he can run through midfield very well and can also go back there. He's a bit of a defensive midfielder for Avondale, is Kenny Gibson, and he'll definitely be filling the shoes of Jimmy Riccobini very well there.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's Keenan Gibson. Or is it Kenny?
Keenan Gibson.
Keenan. Yeah.
What did I say?
I thought you said Kenny, so I was like, not trying to be smart, Alec. But yeah, no, he's the blistering pace there is Keenan, and he can definitely hurt you if you give enough room. So it was a good move by Zoran to bring him on, and let's see what happens here as Oldfield with the foot skills.
You kind of get tense as well when the keeper drops it to his feet, because you don't know if he's going to slip over, and then an attacking player from the opposition team can get an opportunity. Cahill, off field, off his side, it's in! Ellis scores! That's been ruled offside! No way! And Clem Tito All I'm going to say there is Tom Cahill and Sean Ellis are trying to plead their case there, and the Heidelberg fans, we thought Ellis had tapped it in there.
Avondale just breathing. They're keeping their head above water, just above water at the moment, and it almost looked like it was just looking back, it could have been Oldville could have been, he could have got a little touch on Cahill there as well as Ellis. It was it Ellis that was offside by the looks of it?
I think it was Ellis just offside there.
Yeah, it was fine margins there. I didn't see much in it, but obviously the lino's closer than us. But Oldfield, I was a little bit worried there for Avondale. Looked like he clipped Cahill for a bit, but Burgers fans not happy with the offside.
You can hear the boos in the grandstand, and I was going to say that Stefanzini has taken a second signage of the evening as well, sliding into it, trying to keep the ball in before goal kick was called there for Theodoridis. And yeah, the signage boards copying a battering from Stefanzini tonight.
Gotta love the NPL. You wouldn't get away with that at the top tier, but just giving one to the old advertising board, and not good for the KPIs for the Burgers, is it?
No, it's not. As we see Derek trying to get through the last defender, he couldn't do so. Last touch was off Jem Berkant. So Derek can throw the ball back in. However, he's not going to be the recipient of it. It'll be a Burgers throw. They're going to rely a little bit more on O'Brien, who's synonymous with great throw-ins. That was actually not a bad throw-in there from O'Brien. Unfortunately, though, the speed of Kate Bien to Germano is a bit of space here for Avondale. Very heavy touch there, Clem.
Yeah, it took too much of a heavy touch. It looked like there was the trio there, Katabian, Germano, and obviously Tasuku. They're combining. They really could have hurt Heidelberg there, but in the end, the ball that was a beauty to Germano. Just got it back to Tasuku, and he just couldn't make anything of it.
And you can still hear the boost while coming from the Burgers in the stands as well. They're still not happy with Sean Ellis being denied potentially what could have been the winner there for Heidelberg, and would have given Avondale their first loss of season 2019. But here's an opportunity now for Heidelberg. Avondale, though, with the extra man back there. That is Riccobini. That's Phil Riccobini. Good passing there. Berkant back to Riccobini. He loves to go for a bit of a run, does Riccobini. Oh! And that is a very strong challenge. And that was from Berkant. Studs up and everything. And a little spot fire there. I think Berkant's going to get spoken to. 4 minutes of added time, so we've hit the 90th minute here, Clem.
Oh, Berkant just absolutely flying in there, and quite right. No, it doesn't look like a booking there, but 4 minutes of added time here, and here we have is a throw-in for the Burgers. Could be massive. Look, is it a throw-in or free kick?
Throw-in.
Throw-in. Unbelievable if they get a goal here, Tomo. And vice versa, if Avondale can get a quick counter, is it done?
O'Brien, they've been good the last 5 or 10 minutes of this game! How close was that? I think it was Stephen Pace too.
That was very close for comfort for Avondale's point of view. And the referee's blown for a corner here. Grandstand finish. Who are we looking for? Cahill. You've got Cahill in there. Noon's up as well. You've got Ruben Way. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. All men are back here for Avondale as well.
Noon is in space. Corner kick to be taken by Sean Ellis. Potentially, this could be the barn burner here. Heidelberg, for a short time, kept possession, and Avondale are away. They can go for a run. Stop there from Harry Noon. It was in the process of going to Stefanzini. Couldn't reach his feet in time. And a throw-in going the way of Heidelberg too. So all I can say here, Clem, is that we're going to have a grandstand finish, and potentially we could be dropping the S-bomb here tonight.
Could be, yeah. I'd love to see it drop the S-bomb. And for those who haven't joined us, you're probably thinking of a different word, but it's definitely, you'll hear it if they do score. And as the throw-in is taken here.
Ball went into the box for Heidelberg. Noon. Again, it's going to go into the 18-yard box. Great defending there from Avondale. Balls with Germano. Oh, he's trying to be a bit creative there. Bit of a hoot there from the Heidelberg fans, and you knew straight away that the half-field kick there from Germano wasn't sort of in his party there.
Fans not happy with that one, and you can see why. Just it was never going in,
No.
Tomo. Nah, you don't. Yeah, it would have been crazy if it did. I would have loved to hear you get up and about, but nah, you don't do those.
So we're into, I think, the first minute of added time here. 4 minutes has been brought in, so this game could end at any moment. Coming up, we're both waiting for that late goal here. So we could potentially drop the S-bomb tonight here for you. We've seen plenty of it, though. Kick there from Hellier. Headed off, though.
You just think Avondale are content to keep a draw here tonight, whereas it really looks like the Burgers are going for it.
I think they're going to go all out in this last minute and a half or so, minutes of added time. What we'll do, though, is we'll bring you the scores from the Melbourne Knights game, because I know that game is done and dusted and has been for the last 40 minutes or so. So we'll be able to tell you the scoreline very, very shortly. And where that leaves the Melbourne Knights, Avondale's in the box! And the ball's been saved there by Theodoridis. But it was your mate, Tasuku Sakaya, who at that point in time had the last touch on that one before a great save there by Theodoridis.
Unbelievable there. And it looked like, I don't think it was off the keeper. I think it might have been off the defender. Tasuku looked like he was claiming for a penalty there. And this, grandstand finishes Katabian taking the corner.
Joey Katabian taking the corner here for Avondale. He wants to put this and place this in well. But a string of yellow. And fortunately, we're not going to mention the word scenes. It's a 1-1 draw. We just did, though, but scenes of a winner. We're not going to say that because it finished just 1-1 here. Heidelberg came so close, and we're still going to talk about, though, and we might as well quickly talk about that before we sign off here, Clem. The contentious offside decision where Sean Ellis was denied potentially the winner.
Yeah, it was probably the most controversial moment of the night, and obviously there could have been a shout either way, and the liner had his flag up immediately. Ellis was off doing a little bit of a victory lap there, but quickly stopped, and his party was ruined there. And it's pretty hard to tell from up here, but it was it happened very quickly, and it almost started a bit of a melee. But you just have to wonder that Burgers probably, honestly, I thought they were the better team tonight, and but on the other end, we saw Tasuku smash the crossbar. So you just you got to take your chances.
Yeah, exactly. You got to take your chances in things like this. Welcome to the post-game show. We're not going to be too much longer on before we will direct you over to Danny Thunder and Green Gully, which is still currently the only other game on at this point in time. We're going to quickly go around the grounds as well. So a big destruction there from Hume City. So Hume City have been Melbourne Knights 3-1. That game finished about 35 minutes ago. So huge win there for City. And then full-time score, South Melbourne beat Altona 2-1 as well. And we'll tell you very shortly as well about the other game that's currently happening at the moment. And we'll try and find a Twitter account that is very active in regards to that one, which is the game between Dandenong Thunder and Green Gully, which we're going to direct you to very, very shortly as well. And at this point in time, half-time, 3 goals being scored. So Salmon Kamara for Green Gully, and then Blake Carmenter 2 minutes after in the 24th minute. So 2-1 there. And this game finished just 1-1. So Melbourne Knights didn't get the result they wanted, which would have been the 3 points to close in and potentially take over second position on the table from Heidelberg. But this means that it's not over between these two and Heidelberg. Avondale know now that Heidelberg are the real deal in 2019, and they're not going to take any prisoners here.
Yeah, definitely. And, it's a pretty ruthless there for Burgers. Probably be kicking themselves. They could have won the game, and obviously finals is a different story. So as we look here, there's a bit of a full-time melee here, Tomo.
Yeah.
Adrian Zara is getting in there.
So this is not how we wanted to end it here. Uh-oh. we're going to stick with this here. There's a bit of a melee here at Olympic Village between Heidelberg and the officials and everything like that. Security's on the field. I know there's cops around here somewhere as well, so police may be enforced to break up the huddles here, but security working a little bit overtime here to break up. And it just shows as well just how tense it is between these two. Like, these two have turned into a modern-day rivalry, modern-day gladiators on Heidelberg and Avondale. Like, this is the rivalry game, and it just shows the tension between both teams because of where they are on the ladder, 2-1 and 2. And I think Avondale are going to stay out on the field until Heidelberg have got all their players in the box, inside the sheds as well. So I think, yeah, Avondale are staying, and you can hear the Burger supporters as well. They're giving it to the Avengers. Yeah,
it was a pretty interesting melee just then as the Avondale players going back onto the field. I'm not sure if Zoran's going to give them a little bit of a talking to about that one. Obviously, it's their second game of the season where we haven't taken maximum points, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Are they going to sit in the middle? It looks like Katabian's here on the field, but that was a pretty big one there. It was, in the end, it amounted to nothing. But what are they doing here?
The referee's not getting much love from the Burger supporters either, because I think they're still believing they were hard done by from the offside called by Sean Ellis, who would have thought he had the winner there. So I think Avondale are going to stay out onto the field until I think it's safe for them to go into the tunnel and collect their things and go home, because I think the little melee there, they're going to make it more safe than sorry. And Avondale, they're sort of celebrating a little bit for the fact that for them, this is kind of a win here, because they were on the ropes for the last sort of 20 minutes of that game, and Heidelberg did have the stranglehold of this game throughout the course of the evening.
As you can see here, it looks like guys like Joey Katabian and obviously Tasuku, they're pumping each other up, and the players are high-fiving each other as well. And Chris Oldfield, probably feel a little bit crestfallen that he wasn't able to keep a clean sheet, but can't win them all. And nice little bromance there. Looks like Rekabene, and just a little bit of post-match little stretch up here. I don't know what you want to call that, but that's what I'm calling it.
So we're heading to our post-game awards now. So who won the aerial duel, or who won the duel this evening when the attackers in regards to Avondale and Heidelberg? So who do you think were the better duel in the air?
It was hard to go past the way you look at when Tommy Cahill went onto the field, obviously, albeit he obviously not getting on the end of the headers, but he looked very dangerous, and obviously was involved in that non-goal that the Burgers got there. But aerial duel there, when you look at Avondale, nothing really stood out to me, but there was opportunities from obviously the Japanese man, and Tasuku was getting forward, and perhaps Joey Katabian probably would have wanted to have a bigger impact, but he obviously didn't. So, and all in all, maybe Avondale will count themselves a little bit lucky they're not going home losers tonight.
Who is your winner with the battle of the coaches between Katsakis and Zoran Makovsky?
Got to go George Katsakis. Animated, but at the same time, he's standing up all the time, so I don't mind that. So I don't mind the old coach standing on the sideline. So that's mine for tonight, Tomo.
And your man of the match, who are you going to give it to out of both sides?
That's a tough one. I'm probably going to say I thought Scott Hillier was. I thought Hillier was quite good at the back there for Avondale. So almost tempted to give it to him. And again, we're talking about, I know it's going to sound a bit biased, but Josh Wilkins played a good game as well. So I thought he was quite good at the back there for Heidelberg. But I'll probably give it to Hillier at this point.
And as we said, there's one more game which we're going to direct you to very, very shortly as well. But Clementino, thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Thank you, Tomasi. I really appreciate it. It was always a pleasure to call with you, mate. Absolutely loving it. Brings back memories, this joint, you and I, so when we were rivals. But, it's good. It's good to be with you here tonight, calling some football.
And we're definitely going to be doing it over the course of the competition as well as it keeps going too. Remember, you can keep up to date on everything NPL in season 2019, facebook.com/NPL Victoria, and on Twitter at NPL Victoria, or on Instagram at Football Victoria for all match details for the rest of the week in the NPL and NPL 2 East and West. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to tune into the second half right now between Dandenong Thunder and Green Gully from Declan Stadium, with the scoreline here being 1-1 at the end. remember tomorrow as well that it's Oakley Cannon to Pascoe Vale at Jack Edwards Reserve with kick-off there at 5 p.m, which I'm looking forward to watching myself, Clem.
Yeah, it should be a good game. Mother's Day tomorrow, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to watch that one. But the Cannons, they need to get a couple points on the board, and Paco coming off a disappointing loss in the FFA Cup to Eltham Redbacks, so that'll be interesting. Oh, sorry, I think. Eltham beat Pascoe Vale, so that was an interesting one. So yeah, that'll be a huge game for both sides.
On behalf of Clementino, James, our wonderful cameraman as well, I've been Michael Thompson, signing off from Olympic Village with the final score line of Heidelberg 1, Avondale 1. Stay tuned, because coming up next is the second half between Dandenong Thunder and Green Gully from Dackland Stadium, George Andrews Reserve.